Terrible dad joke.
Oh, no.
Glad I could fit that in. Bravo to me.
Podcast is
Thank
peaked
you.
here. We're not getting any better.
Oh my God. Welcome back to No Bad Seats, the Regent Cinemas podcast with myself, Luke, and
Sam from Bratface.
Sam from Bratface. You are Bratface.
I am Bratface.
That's right. He swapped his handle this
I did.
week, or last week, and now it's I am Bratface, so I just made him say the line, you know? Say the line, Bart. I didn't do it. All right, yeah, we're straight into it. This week it's one that I was very excited for. I know you were very excited for it as well.
Yeah.
This has probably been my most anticipated movie. One of the most anticipated movies for me for the second half of the year.
Yep.
I mean, I wrote a song about it.
You
know?
did.
I did. But yeah, The Running Man was one that we saw this week.
We did. It was very, like you said, we were both very much looking forward to this one. Both of us very big fans of Edgar Wright.
Absolutely.
We both have one of our favorite movies is Edgar Wright films, but just different Edgar Wright films.
Yeah.
So yeah, obviously as soon as I see his name, I'm like, yes, on board. Let's get excited.
Yeah, absolutely. Have you seen much of the marketing for this?
Bits and pieces. I did try to stay away a little bit. I watched, I think, the first trailer, and then I was like, I'm not gonna jump headfirst into everything.
Yeah.
I watched the original.
Yep.
A couple of weeks back, I think it was.
Yeah. I think we talked about it on the podcast.
Yeah. So I sort of did a little bit of homework on like the kind of the story, but then I'm aware that that one is a little bit more contained than this one.
Yeah, okay.
So in, I believe in the book, it is more like
This one?
Edgar Wright's version.
Yeah, okay.
Whereas the one with Arnold Schwarzenegger in it, they didn't have the budget and the means to be able to go.
Despite
He
it
can
being a
run
film
across
with-
the world.
Yeah.
So it was like kind of contained to an island. And it's a bit more of a like they go to an island and they have to escape, and it's more just hunters versus the runners. Not so much.
Everyone.
There is
Yeah.
still people, I believe, on the island, but that's kind of like as if they send them to the slums.
Yeah, okay.
So the
I have to
people,
go watch it.
the people that are on the island are kind of rooting for them in a way.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a bit more contained in that respect.
Yeah, right.
But still, like,
Well, more
similarities and-
more. I feel like there's been elements of the marketing that I've seen a few, like one of the trailers, but I will watch a trailer once and then try and avoid it as much as possible. I've seen some of the featurette stuff of just them doing some of the behind the scenes action stunts, but I've been loving Edgar Wright and Glenn Powell on the red carpets.
The, like, interviews and stuff.
All the interviews and stuff. At
I
the
have seen a
moment.
couple of those, and I think I sent you one.
Yeah, you sent me
Yeah.
the one yesterday of Edgar Wright having to name the 5 things,
Yeah.
and like as we said, he had to name 5 aliens, and he didn't name Chewbacca for once after having to name 5 fictional planets and naming Star Wars. Didn't think Chewie, but he did think Mac from Mac and Me, which I look at that and all I can think is Paul Rudd going on Conan. Have you seen this?
Maybe?
20 years. Paul Rudd has said, I'm going to set up the clip. And every time he does, he goes on Conan
yes.
and he goes, I'm going to set up the clip. This is from this movie that I'm starring in, all that. And then it cuts to the footage and it's the same clip from Mac and Me of this kid in a wheelchair rolling down a hill and falling into...
I have seen this before, yeah.
And it's from this movie, Mac and Me. Paul Rudd has done this every single year. The only time that he didn't do this on Conan was when he was starring in the first Ant-Man film.
Yep.
And Marvel said, no, you have to show an actual clip from the movie.
We're
that
not
we're
going to
in."
let you do this.
But then he also said, they've given me an actual clip, not just the trailer. They've given me actual exclusive footage, and then played the Mac and Me footage. He then went on Conan's podcast after Conan's talk show had shut down, and he'd done it like one final time, and then went on and on about, like, he must have spoken for half an hour of this 1 hour podcast about this audiobook that he was doing. And then when they got to the clip, he just played Mac and Me, and then he's like, "Oh, I made the whole thing up. Like, I'm not doing an audiobook." And they spoke for half an hour. Conan was like losing it. He's like, "You're playing it," and it was just the audio from this clip. But of course, it's so recognizable.
Yeah.
But anyway, that goes off topic a bit, but I see Mac and Me and I just think of Paul Rudd.
Random choice for the alien.
Yeah,
name.
it's so weird. Do you know the story of Mac and Me? I mean,
No, I have
we'll
never
get
actually seen the film, so
Okay, we'll get into the films that we're here to talk about today, but
Yeah.
you know, we like to start it off, be a little light, be a little, movie news and a few other things. So I'm going to tell you, Mac and Me is this kid finds an alien film from the 70s, 80s, something like that. The story is that it's E.T., right? It's
Okay.
basically E.T.
Yeah.
However, he's named Mac because it is a movie that was produced by McDonald's,
right.
and it's like super low budget. It looks
I
terrible.
think I've seen some of the McDonald's marketing for
Yeah,
it as
so
well.
it was a movie basically set up to market McDonald's.
Yeah, okay.
Produced by McDonald's, and that's why it exists, because McDonald's wanted to do their own E.T.
And then the driving force behind marketing has been Paul Rudd for the last
20
10
years. Like nobody's heard about it. Nobody knows that it's tied to,
apart from Paul Rudd.
yeah, they have to get Paul Rudd in and just like release a special run of Happy Meal
Next
toys
week on the No Bad Seats
Yeah.
podcast, Paul Rudd walks in and is just like, hey.
to promote his movie, yeah. Anaconda. And then
Yes.
show a clip from Mac and Me.
He should do a Mac and Me remake.
That's right. They should do a movie about remaking Mac and Me.
Yeah.
So Anaconda, what they're doing with Anaconda,
Yes, exactly.
Exactly.
But Mac and Me.
but with Mac and Me. All right, so let's get into some movie news this week. We have a few trailers this week. There's not a whole heap of news, but I will kick it off with one that I'm quite excited about. Dune Part 3 has finished filming. It's due for release December next year. It's got the December 18th, maybe December 19th
Okay.
release date for next year. So where Avatar is this year, Dune's next year's
Taking
big one.
that spot, yeah.
I'm excited, but what I'm interested in is that they've taken the big blockbuster spot. It feels like a sort of niche movie. I mean, I know we've had two of them, but they haven't been like massive successes. They haven't been like billion-dollar films. They've been, I think the last one did 500 million, and the first one came out
They
during
sort
COVID.
of sit in that weird area of like, almost like some of Nolan's films.
Yeah.
Where they are big, there's big budget, big everything.
Because they're
And then
yeah.
it's more kind of for the film fan crowd in a
Yes.
way.
Yeah.
And they
and you need to see them. It's the cinema. They are cinema films, aren't they? They're
Yeah.
ones you want to watch on IMAX, RMAX.
and terribly I haven't
or-
seen Dune 2.
Yeah, like what the hell? For starters.
Yeah, I'm so sorry.
Are you going to wait now and then hope?
I don't know,
that we
maybe
get-
maybe that's the better
hope
option.
that we
but
get Dune 2,
yeah,
on the big screen again.
that could be an option.
Hmm.
By the time I actually get round to it, it might be that time of year anyhow. So.
Here's the option for you. Do you know what we're doing for our marketing this year? For our Christmas marketing?
No.
Okay, so if you spend $100 on gift packs, right?
Yeah.
You go into the draw to win a gold class night to see any movie you want
Oh.
that you may have missed on the big screen. So
Okay.
like we'll chase down a retro film or whatever, and you get to come in here. It's actually in this cinema,
Yeah.
and you get a night. So, I mean, it's non-exclusive. All you have to do is buy a gift card for your dad or your wife or whoever. Spend $100 on gift cards, and then you go into the draw to win. And the earlier you get the pack, the better, because you get more entries the earlier you get. So I think it's, if you buy this week for Christmas and buy Christmas gift packs this week, you get 6 entries, and then 5, and then 4, and then 3, and then 2, and then 1. Anyway, point being, you could go into the draw to win, and if you win, you could come in here and we could watch Dune Part 2. We would chase it down, we'd organise getting it.
I'm sure there's like
Pay
some
for the
fine
food.
print that says no affiliation with Regent Cinemas is allowed.
I'm just trying to think of the terms and conditions that I put in. It's all an
It'll just be
automated
one
system.
line that just
I'll
says,
say this. I'll say
Sam
this.
can't win.
If Sam was to win this, if he was to win, it is all above board because the thing is 100% automated. Every single person that scans their name and enters, and it goes through, it just goes into the draw. It automates them, automates the entries,
Yep.
and then, yeah. Anyway, so
I don't know if I'd put Dune Part 2 up though.
Yeah, well, what would you watch? If you could watch one movie in cinemas you've never seen or you just want to watch on the big screen again, what would it be?
One that I've never seen on the big screen. The first thing that's coming to mind is like Fight Club.
Okay.
I love Fight Club.
Fight Club's amazing. We had it
And I know,
18 months ago, and I took Renee, and it was
Yeah.
her first time seeing Fight Club. So
Yeah.
I get it.
And you and I
Fight
went
Club
and saw
rules.
7, which was
And we saw
really cool
7,
to see
yeah.
on the big screen.
Yep.
I don't know. Maybe that. But then the other one that comes to mind is Hot Fuzz, because Hot Fuzz is like
Yeah.
my favorite movie.
It's like, did you see that on the big screen?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
I remember seeing that.
I feel like that's one of those. It's one of those ones where you go, do you go for that film that I know I've seen on the big screen? But like, I name my top 4 films on Letterboxd, right? And I have seen 3 of them. One of them is The Matrix, which I hadn't seen on the big screen until earlier this year. IMAX put it on. I took a day off work and I drove down to watch it on the big screen. A friend of mine had never seen the first Matrix, or any of them.
wow.
Never seen The Matrix. Huge film guy, and I'm trying to explain, like, this thing is
I can't remember if I saw it on the big screen. or not.
wild. And if you can't remember, you probably didn't see
I
it.
think I don't think I did, because I remember seeing it in like Video Easy
Oh, yeah.
on the TVs, and always seeing the
Oh,
like,
yeah.
the Matrix
And then
slow-mo.
every time that you would hire a DVD, or I think even back on the
VHS, please.
VHS,
Come on.
when it was like
I
VHS,
think it was like just when DVDs
because
came
it was the Dolby Sound
Yeah,
promo,
Yes.
and it was that,
Yeah.
and they'd really like play with that at the start of every movie.
Yeah. I think I remember seeing that in like Video Easy playing all the time, and
Yep.
being like, I really want to see that. And I think, what was it, 99?
99.
99. So I was 8 years old. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't see it at the cinema.
I did not see it at the cinema either. And then when Reloaded was coming out, my friend had said, "How have you not seen The Matrix?" And again, I was born in 1994, so I was 5 when it came out.
Yeah.
So in 2003, I was also 8,
Yeah.
and my friend was going, "How have you not seen The Matrix?" Because I'm 8 years old, Seb. Because I'm 8 years old.
And then he changed your life.
And then I was like, all right, so I'm going to go home. This Seeker's coming out. Got onto my dad. Dad, we've got to get this film. And he's like, oh, all right. You know, and I said, I've got to see it before this second one comes out. Apparently it's like crazy. I've seen the, dodging bullets and stuff.
Yeah.
And I don't think he'd seen it. So he hired it to see whether, it was going to be appropriate. But, it was 2003 and
Yeah.
we were watching whatever. So then I had to go to, and it was weekly by this time. It was a 4-year-old film. Weekly. They didn't have that many copies. I don't even know if they had more than one copy. It was Wangaratta Video Easy. Let's be real. Probably one copy. I had to go on a wait list.
Oh, no.
And because they had
I
it
remember the
weekly,
wait
it was
list,
like
yeah.
wait lists for ages.
Yeah.
By the time I got it, I'm pretty sure Reloaded came out and then left cinemas.
Oh.
And then I got it, saw that, and then had to hire Reloaded, and Revolutions came out
Yep.
6 months later. Like they were February or it was May and November, I think, of 2003.
Yep.
Or maybe it was February and November or something like that. Maybe it was either 6 or 9 months, but it was pretty condensed. So we quickly got Reloaded, watched that, and then I went and saw Revolutions at the cinemas. To this day, I've not seen Reloaded at the cinemas. And, I'll put my hand up and say all 3 of those films, 5-star films. I love every single part of every single one of them. And people can hate, but they are incorrect. It's the same with the Star Wars prequels. They're all 5 stars.
Just get a free
Dying
pass.
breath, free pass. I watched them in my childhood, and therefore they are perfect. So anyway, Matrix was the one that I hadn't seen, that I did watch earlier this year for the first time. But funnily enough, my favorite film of all time is the only one of these 4 that I haven't seen on the big screen, and it is Edgar Wright's Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. I watch this film often.
Yep.
I listen to the soundtrack often because it was written by Beck, and there's a bunch of original
We
songs
are
that
Sex
great.
Bombs!
So good.
Yeah.
Never got to see it on the big screen. That would probably be my go-to.
Yep. I remember seeing Scott Pilgrim on the big screen. I didn't know much about it at the time, and I remember a friend said, come on, let's go along and see this movie. He was like super hyped about it.
Yep.
And I remember watching it and being like, this is one of the coolest things I've ever seen.
Yeah.
This is amazing.
So weird. It's
Yeah.
my kind of weird.
Yeah.
And yeah, I remember I didn't know about it until it was already out. Like, I missed it at the movies somehow, completely. Like, I literally had never heard of this film. But again, it was probably because I lived in Wangaratta where we didn't get all of the films, and Scott Pilgrim was probably in that niche.
It was a
zone.
I remember it not doing spectacularly, and
Yes.
it was kind of, like you said, a bit of a niche film of like the people that saw it absolutely loved it, but it didn't generate a huge audience.
One of my friends can't stand it.
Oh, really?
And he's a big film guy, but he's just like, every time I watch it, I hate everyone. And I'm like, that's the point. They're all bad people. They all suck. That's what makes it funny.
Yeah. Because it came out around that same time that Michael Cera was on the big up. Like, I think it was.
Yeah, he'd come off Arrested Development, and then he'd go into
Juno?
Superbad, and then Juno, or
might have been the other way around.
2006, 2008, I think.
Yeah.
Maybe Juno into Superbad, and then it was Scott Pilgrim, and it was like, and he had a bunch of like other smaller films. I remember watching this one called Youth in Revolt, where he had that mustache and was like smoking cigarettes and stuff. Very weird.
Yeah.
But it's sort of come out, post all that, but he was still like, he's Michael Cera. 2005 to 2010, Michael Cera. Funnily enough, then you go back and watch Arrested Development, and he's like the exact same when he's like 13.
Yeah.
I love that they put Mae Whitman in Scott Pilgrim vs. the World as well, and like she played his girlfriend Anne Veal in Arrested Development.
Oh, okay.
And then went on and then played Roxy in Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. So great.
Yeah. No, it's definitely up there for me. So your top 4 on Letterboxd is Scott Pilgrim.
Yep.
What's next?
I don't have them in order. They're jumbled. But if Letterboxd ever finds me, unapologetically, 100%, back everything to the hilt. Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. So badass. Watched that in cinemas twice last year.
Yeah.
For May the 4th. We had the screening all of them. And so that was good. The Matrix and Batman vs. Superman, Dawn of Justice, Ultimate Edition, the 3-hour-long cut where everything flows perfectly. And yes, 2.9 out of 10 on
IMDb?
No, hold on.
Wait, what?
28 on Rotten Tomatoes.
Ridiculous. But that's for the theatrical cut, isn't it?
Yeah,
they don't actually rate the.
Then released a rating for the.
It's like just a.
No. This is what happened. They released like 2 years ago, like post Snyder Cut.
Yep.
Batman vs Superman had a released Rotten Tomatoes Ultimate Edition version come out, and it landed at like 8.2 or something. Mm-hmm. Or 82, like it was way higher than people expected. And then it was like, oh, okay, but then it became like this narrative on social media that it was now the highest rated DC film of all time.
Yep.
And then critics started to, like Rotten Tomatoes critics started to go on and be like 1 star, and then it started to tank and it went. And it's like all these people was like really butthurt about the fact, because the same thing happened. IMDb got an official thing and it hit. And I don't agree that people should just go and like spam 10, the same that they shouldn't go and spam a 1 on films. Like it's just absolute BS. But the film I think sat with an average rating from like 10,000 users within a day of 9.2 out of 10 on IMDb, and then it was like IMDb put up a thing and it was like the highest rated DC films, and then it was like Batman vs Superman, Dawn of Justice Ultimate Edition, The Dark Knight.
Yeah.
And then of course everyone was like, no, you can't have that. There's no way that film. Anyway, I would say right the hell up there. Am I going to give it a 10 stars? Yes, it's a 10-star film for me, but I totally respect that it didn't work for everyone.
But the Ultimate Edition is so much better.
The Ultimate Edition is just, it runs so smooth. I think the issue with it is that people were already, there was like, there's a lot of elements at play. I know there was a person at DC who actively wanted the film to fail because he wanted to take over. He ultimately did take over and then was responsible for Justice League. The Joss Whedon version, not the Zack Snyder version. But like it sort of had started with a snowball from then. But he was also the guy who told the studio, "This film's too long and we need to cut it down for theaters." And they cut 30 minutes out 6 weeks before the film came out. So like, there's a lot of elements, but I think your goodwill was lost already by the time the film came out. All of the socials started talking about how bad it was in that sense. I think by the time, it's one that a lot of people in hindsight have gone, it's not as bad as
it got made out to be.
Or as I remember, because all the press around it was negative. It's the worst film of all time.
And it got pitted up against Civil War so much that people were like, honestly, this huge comparison. And
and in 2016 when Marvel was at its peak,
I would
inarguably say, like, I look back at both of those films and I'm like, Civil War is really quite bland.
Yes, yeah.
And I still like it, but it's bland, whereas I do think Batman vs. Superman, at least to me, like, it hits, there's a lot of core elements that it really does hit for me, and I think the idea of Superman having to tackle, like, it's like stuff that, I mean, even the latest Superman film, it did it on a more surface level, in my opinion, but it tackled that same sort of thing. It's like these motifs that Superman is somebody who is so powerful, so how do we make him interesting to humans? And it's by challenging him. Yes, you can do all of these things, but should you? And I think they did that in a really good way. I mean, having Neil deGrasse Tyson in the film asking these questions, like, that's interesting,
Yeah, no, definitely. But no, that's a solid top 4.
That would be mine. And I mean, we could do an entire podcast of me explaining to our audience, who have probably already left, why Batman vs. Superman rules.
Yeah.
And I'm more than happy to have that discussion if somebody wants to say, yes, let's do a bonus episode. The rest of you could skip.
Yeah.
But those are my top 4.
It is a very... I don't know why they chose 4, first of all.
Yeah, it's very odd, isn't it?
It's odd because, like, we rate films most of the time on a 5-star basis, things like that. So, like, why would you go 5? Give us 5. Anyhow, top 4. I think from day one, I've always, like, I put my top 4 up, and I was like, this is going to always be subject to change. Like, I'll change it if
and you've never changed it?
Never changed it.
I am the same.
So my top 4 are Hot Fuzz, About Time.
Oh,
love
brilliant
About Time.
film. That would be in my top 10, I would say.
Yeah, I remember seeing that in the cinema and destroyed me, but laughed my ass off at the same time.
I also saw it in the cinema. I actually saw it in here in Cinema 1, and I remember watching it and then going, isn't that the girl who was on, like, Neighbours? It's Margot Robbie.
Yeah.
But
like
I remember recognizing her from, like, early Neighbours, or maybe she was on Home and Away or something. But I was like, oh, I'm pretty sure she's Australian.
Yeah, one of her, like, earlier big breaks before she got, like, Wolf of Wall Street and things like that. So,
huge. But great film, great choice. Would respect the hell out of that one. That's very good.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen About Time, go and watch About Time.
One of the best, like, rom-com type of things. And it's got, like, such a... I remember, like, hearing the thing about it. It's like, it's a rom-com that involves time travel. And you're like, this is going to be stupid. Like, what? Why? And it is just perfect.
Yep.
I absolutely adore that
film. No notes.
Then I have Interstellar, which...
No notes. There's a...
I mean, I've got an Interstellar tattoo, yes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You do?
It's the black hole and then the Morse code that says stay.
There you go.
Where are we at? There we are. Yeah, and then number 4 is The Gentleman, the Matthew McConaughey, the movie, which it annoys me so much when people are like, oh, have you seen The Gentleman? And I'm like, yes, I love Matthew McConaughey in that. That's such a great movie. And
they're
like,
talking about the TV show?
They're like, what? There's a movie? And I'm like,
that it's based on? Yeah.
It came first. It's brilliant. The TV show is also great, but like the movie, I love the movie.
I did somehow completely miss The Gentleman TV series and the movie. And then when the TV series came out and everyone was going on about it, I was like, I should watch the movie. And I just didn't. Because it's also no.
So have you still not seen it?
I've still not seen it.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, we'll make we'll make it happen. It's one of those things that, we're in the same position here. If I need to watch a movie or want to watch a movie and it's at home and if I cannot convince my wife, I have to find my own time to watch the movie.
Yeah.
And that isn't always easy.
Yeah, no, fair enough. It's like my partner loved it.
Yeah.
We saw it together. It was funnily enough, right before the COVID lockdowns.
Yeah, right.
So at one point, when it was looking bleak and everyone was like, "Well, no, the cinemas are not coming back," and all that crazy stuff, I was like, well, the last film I ever saw at the cinemas was The Gentleman, and I'm
Nice.
not mad about it.
Nice.
Obviously, it wasn't the last cinema I saw at the cinemas.
No, and now you
Last
see more than
movie.
you ever have.
Yeah, exactly. But great film, definitely worth the watch, and I think your wife will also like it. It's
That's good. I'm going to send her this clip.
yeah, cool.
Um,
We're just dobbing in our wives on
That's-
the podcast
Yeah,
every week.
That's right. That's right. I mean, to be fair, I dobbed you in
You are,
on
yes,
behalf
true.
of your wife, and now you have to go watch Wicked.
I do, yes.
But it's going to be good. We're going to be seeing.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, are we?
Now tell me. We spoke about Wicked briefly last week.
Yes.
I mentioned that you and your wife are coming along. We've got tickets for you so that you can come and watch Wicked, so that we can talk about it.
It's in the calendar.
It's in there. You are coming.
Yes.
But I did also maybe drop a hint to your wife that we've got the Wicked re-release in the session beforehand in the same cinema.
Yep.
That finishes like an hour beforehand.
Yeah.
And she said, "Oh, I know." Have you heard anything about this?
No.
Are you aware of how your day is going?
I'm pretty sure we are not making the first one in there, only because I'm working all day.
Yeah, okay.
So
Well,
again,
lucky
I
we
have
it
to come
for
in
the
and
rest
not
of the
fall
week.
asleep for the,
Yeah,
the
that's-
second one, because I'm
Hammered.
sure I'll just get smacked across the face to wake up if
Mm-hmm.
I do fall asleep, as I fell asleep in the first one. But we are going to be rewatching the first one.
Yep. Nice.
Beforehand. So, but I don't think we'll be making it to the actual session beforehand.
In my household, we've been discussing what we're going to watch, which we also need to rewatch Wicked. But we were talking about watching Now You See Me 1 and 2 because I mentioned that I might come and watch Now You See Me, Now You Don't. And she said, well, I would also like to see that. And I'm like, okay, now I have to wait. So we'll watch the first two and then we'll come in and see it. But
Nice.
yeah. And she's going, when we watch Wicked for good, she's got the kids, so couldn't make it. But a friend of hers really wanted to go see it, so they're going to see
Yeah, nice.
it the following week. So sorted, everyone's seeing Wicked, it's
Cool.
good. And I'm sure most people in Albury Wodonga will see Wicked. But this week, we have The Running Man.
do.
We've spoken briefly about it, but let's get into the nitty gritty because, as we said, this was highly anticipated.
It really was. I think it hits a lot of good points.
Yeah.
It hits the mark. Like, I think, for me personally, there's both of us being Edgar Wright fans. I think if you go in with that expectation that you're getting one of those Hot Fuzz, Shaun of the Dead, even Scott Pilgrim, you're not getting that.
It's more action film than typical Edgar Wright, but I don't
Yes.
think it's missing.
No, it's
that.
not.
It's
By
just-
no means is that bad.
It just doesn't lean on the typical tropes of an Edgar Wright film. Now,
But we have to remember, like, he hasn't quite done that in a while. Like, when you look at his filmography, the Cornetto trilogy of Hot Fuzz, Shaun of the Dead, and World's End, that's where he's full on display of his like whip pans, crash zooms, everything, the real comedic sort of action type of stuff. Scott Pilgrim is its own beast of like, it's not quite that, but it takes notes from that and then just injects it with like comic book.
Yeah.
And quite frankly, is one of the best comic book movies ever made. And I think if Edgar Wright had his way, there would have been a lot more comic book movies that got made like
In that style,
and they would have felt more like comic book movies rather than
I
action
think-
movies featuring Iron Man.
I think, though, to argue in the studio's favour, thank you for not, watering down
Yes.
what makes Scott Pilgrim so perfect.
Yes, exactly right. But then we got
Baby Driver.
Baby Driver was after Scott Pilgrim?
Yep.
I mean, that
2014.
definitely was, but was there something in between there? No, World's End was in between there, actually.
Yeah, and then Scott Pilgrim was 2010, 2012, 2014, I think.
Yeah, okay. And Baby Driver, I loved Baby Driver. It, again, it's more pulled back than that Cornetto trilogy.
It probably fits more with what to expect here.
Yes,
It's still got it, but it's way more action.
Definitely.
But there's still plenty of that stuff that sort of plays into it.
Yeah, I would say this, a lot of his other films are like, you could almost make the argument that they are concept films. He has like a big overarching concept that's like, this is what we're doing.
Yep.
And builds the story and everything around that. So Baby Driver was the soundtrack. Like, without that soundtrack, that movie is just a boring car movie.
Yeah.
But it centers
plays into
around
it.
how he uses music and the soundtrack in the film. So this film doesn't have that big concept behind it, I don't think. It doesn't have that like,
Yeah.
I'm sticking to this rule and we've got to build a story around it. It's more of a like, we have the story, it's a Stephen King novel, and we're just going to go
Build
about
around-
that.
yeah,
Make
yeah,
a
yeah.
great movie around that.
Yeah. And they did.
They did. Did you see Last Night in Soho?
I did not.
Okay, I would say it's more along these lines as well in terms of it's not that old, crazy Edgar Wright, really quirky type of filmmaking. It's a bit more pulled back, but still great. There's nothing, you can't turn your nose up at it and go, this is a bad film. Like, not by any means. It's brilliant. Like,
It's just not like down the line what you expect from Edgar Wright if you know Edgar Wright from Hot Fuzz or Shaun of the
yes,
Dead.
exactly right. Yeah.
Yeah, and like let's get into the story. So it's based on a Stephen King novel. The whole premise is that there's a game show, the most popular game show where people can win $1 billion new dollars.
Yeah.
Let's talk new dollars briefly.
Yes.
$100 new has Arnold's face on it.
Yep.
Perfect. Put Arnold Schwarzenegger's face on new dollars. That was great. That made me so happy
Great
to see.
Easter egg, yes.
But you could win $1 billion new dollars. Now, our protagonist, Ben Richards, he cannot afford flu medicine for his 2-year-old. She's struggling. His wife is working triple shifts, and he can't get a job anywhere because he's been blacklisted for helping people, trying to discuss with the union, talk to a union rep, that sort of thing. He's been blacklisted from work for insubordination.
Yeah.
The only job that he can get, he decides he'll go on one of the game shows, but specifically not the Running Man, and ends up on the Running Man due to his nature and the fact that the studio think that he could actually potentially win it.
It's going to make good TV.
It's going to make good TV. He's angry.
Yes, yeah, exactly right. And what they care about the ratings, so he's going to drive ratings up just from being angry and taking risks and basically being insubordinate. Like,
Do you think this film is the film that solidifies Glenn Powell as like movie star status? Like he's there. Coming off the back, let's talk the films that he's done lately. He's done Top Gun Maverick. He's done Anyone But You. He's done Twisters. He's done a couple of like, Hitman for Netflix and things like that. And now he's done this. So you're telling me that you don't think that the Running Man is the point?
Running Man is not the one that has done it for him, I don't think. I think it's another brick in the wall of building him up.
You don't think he's there yet, though?
Oh, I think I'd maybe say he's right there.
He's right on the verge.
He's right on the verge. Like,
he's the guy in your face at the moment.
Yes. To me and you, I think we're both like, yeah, Glenn Powell's the next movie star. He is the one that people are going, let's go see the new Glenn Powell movie.
Yeah.
For us, this was a Edgar Wright movie. But for a lot of people, they may see this and go, oh, the new Glenn Powell movie. Like, his face is front and center. It's all about him on it.
And he's recognizable at the moment. Like, again, I think, he was in Spy Kids 3D, so he's been around.
He was in The Dark Knight Rises too.
Yeah, it's like, there you go. You've known about Glenn Powell for a while. You just didn't know that you've known about him.
Yeah.
And it probably wasn't until Top Gun Maverick where I was like, oh, this guy. Who's
that
this
was the
guy?
big turning point, I think, for him. And he interestingly went for the Rooster role.
Yeah, okay.
He went for Miles Teller's role.
That's what I do when I go to Red Rooster. Go for the Rooster role.
Fair enough.
Terrible dad joke.
Oh, no.
Glad I could fit that in. Bravo to me.
Podcast is
Thank
picked
you.
here. We're not getting any better. Oh, my God. So he went for that role.
Provocative.
And didn't get it.
Yep.
And was about to turn down the role of, I can't remember his character. Hangman?
Hangman. Because
He was gonna
everyone
turn-
out.
He wanted to play the lead.
Yep.
And he was about to turn it down. Well, the lead after Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
Supporting lead.
Yeah.
He was about to turn it down. Tom Cruise spoke to him apparently
Yeah.
and said, "Don't turn it down. You've got what it takes. This is like
This is leverage.
yes. This is there's no small roles
And
like
Tom Cruise. Now that's a movie star.
well
He's a movie,
exactly
yeah.
right. Yeah, and he essentially said to him, "Don't give it up. Do this role and keep building. Like you're gonna be there."
Well, I think they also want this character. Like he had a redemption arc. He was Iceman, like and he had a redemption arc in Maverick, and then by 3, he's going to be the lead with.
Yeah.
Like, Tom Cruise will be there, but it'll be Miles Teller and Glenn Powell's movie. I
Yes,
reckon.
yeah, exactly right. Yeah,
You know?
so I felt like when Maverick happened, there was a bit of a the baton being
shift,
passed
yeah.
over from Tom Cruise.
Yep.
Interestingly, not to Miles Teller,
Yeah.
but more to Glenn Powell. And then since then, we've just seen him like stride after stride.
But
on these,
then you look at it and you go, okay, cool. He's done action movie. He's done rom-com.
Yeah.
And he's done, well, Twisters, I suppose you could count as an action movie, but maybe disaster movie.
film, yeah.
And then
You've got things like Hitman, which went. I can't believe, did it have a theatrical run at all? Was
did
it-
not get a
yeah.
theatrical run.
But brilliant movie.
I did not watch it. I wanted to
okay.
though.
You should.
And then recently he's also done Chad Powers with Michael Waldron, which
Great.
I just finished myself. Absolutely hilarious.
Yeah, no. It's
Brilliant show.
And
And
there's still more episodes coming.
no, there was only 6 episodes.
Oh.
It finished, and I actually looked into why. Michael Waldron's like, well, I did 6 episodes for Loki. It felt like the perfect amount.
Oh.
I'm like, well, duh.
I
Cool.
watched the last episode and was like, surely we're getting more. Like,
No,
oh,
so we're
damn.
not. Well, we are, but we're not. I watched episode 4 lately. Like within the week, I've just been watching this show. Because I was hyped for The Running Man, so I was like, and I've been wanting to watch this Glenn Powell show because I like it.
Just been surrounding yourself with Glenn Powell.
I've just been living in that Glenn Powell, However, watched episode 4 and I was like, this is getting towards the end. I wonder whether they've got a second season in mind. And I Googled it and there was nothing. And it had been like, this show's now been finished for a month and we haven't heard anything about it. Oh no, what's going on? Next night or 2 days later, I watch episode 6
Yep.
and finish the season. And then I go, season 2, surely, like, Google it again. And in those 2 days, they haven't announced it officially, but production has gone in, like,
Okay, cool.
they've announced, there was, something came out about a production date starting in January 5th next year. So,
Yeah, okay.
Like,
It
they haven't
feels like it
officially said,
needs
yes,
more.
we're doing season 2, but they're gone, the entire team is going back
Yeah.
into production. So
The 6 episodes were great.
he wants to do it as a 3-season thing.
Yeah, okay.
So
yeah,
that makes sense.
Yeah, the 6 episodes were great, but I feel like I want more.
Mm-hmm.
I got to that end of episode 6 and was like, oh, I actually really am enjoying this. I
Yep.
think the first 1 or 2 episodes we watched, I was like, oh yeah, this is fun.
Yep.
Maybe so. And then I think maybe
I was-
episode 3, I was like, I'm so
just
on board
really,
with this.
Yeah,
like,
I was piecing myself laughing. Like it was just a strange humor, but
Yeah.
he nailed it.
you know.
So yeah, Chad Powers. Watch that in between Running Man and whatever the next Glenn Powell project that you watch is, because it's very good. Yeah, action in this film.
Top tier.
Top tier. It's Edgar Wright. He knows what he's doing. It was great.
lots of, like,
it
great
was.
camera
There was a
movement.
lot of fun stuff too.
Yeah.
It was fun. None of the action sort of ever felt like it was just there.
Yes.
There's a scene in the trailer where he's hanging off. He's hanging off a
Like a
building
power line or
yeah,
something
power
that's
line.
coming
And as he's done it, of course, the letter that he's hanging on to tips, and it's the letter Y. And he looks up and he's like, "Why?" As it's
Such a
doing
great
it, and it's
moment.
like so dumb, but it's
Yeah.
great. There was another moment like that we were laughing at. When he's standing there and the thing behind him shows his image, and then he's in his disguise
yeah.
and he's looking forward, and then he turns to look.
And it's the
as
mug
mug
shots
shot
shift from side to side and
behind you, like just little subtle things that like give that sense of humor that we do know Edgar Wright for.
yeah, and I think
that-
those little moments were very like Edgar Wright sort of tipping his hat to be like, I
Yeah.
am still here.
But there was, because the whole thing's a show, we see
Yes.
lots of advertisements. We see lots of stuff that's really played up throughout the movie where it's like advertisements for the show that he's now watching himself on.
Or some of the like reruns
And the
of
rerun
the
stuff,
past
yeah.
seasons and things
Exactly. a lot of that stuff was where it felt like Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz.
Yes.
Edgar Wright to me. It was like he's gone. The narrative of the film is action film, and we're going to stick with that. But I'm going to litter these moments that you know me for throughout, and I feel like that's where he went like full Edgar Wright in these moments. So like, I couldn't get on board with the complaint of people saying that like that wasn't there, because it absolutely was there, and it was there more subtly throughout the entire film, but it was at 100% in those moments.
Yeah, it's just
Still
not,
littered throughout.
It's not as in your face as his like Cornetto trilogy, where it's like everything is this like comedic or sort of quirky camera movement, but it is, and there's a lot of still like brilliant camera work, camera movement in there that Edgar Wright is so known for.
Yep.
The fight scenes all look brilliant. There's great tracking shots. There's one where the drone follows Glenn Powell like running through the building and then diving into the elevator, and that itself was such a cool shot.
I'm a sucker for dolly zoom, and there's a couple of good moments
there was a great one in there.
You know, when he's turned around and they've arrived, and he's like, they're here.
Yeah,
Pull back
that
dolly
was brilliant.
zoom. Yeah.
Some of the other actors in this that we could probably mention that do great things.
Yep. I mean, straight off the bat, Michael Cera's hilarious.
Brilliant. The scene, the like sequence with Michael Cera is great, and he is not quite that like funny.
He's not typical Michael Cera in it, but he worked so well.
Yes, and there's a couple of moments where he does hilarious things.
Oh, yes.
There's one that
It's not awkward though. He's not awkward.
No,
which
he's
is
not
the
that
thing.
Michael Cera awkward. Yeah.
Michael Cera, you sort of expect normally to be awkward, but he's not. He's like sort of confident.
He's the like confidently crazy.
Yes, yes.
There's this certain moment that's in the trailer where he turns around and he has a water pistol and he just starts pumping it, and I just it was such a like comedic moment because they just held on him for that
just
3 seconds, just pumping the water pistol. I was like, this is brilliant. This is hilarious.
So good.
But he does so well. Josh Brolin was quite good in this as well. He's very like menacing. Coleman Domingo.
Coleman Domingo is brilliant.
I don't think they could have picked a better person for that.
No,
role.
I was like trying to think who else could you have play that role. I don't.
Maybe Stanley Tucci. Only because I'm drawing the like comparisons to Hunger Games.
Yeah.
And he kind of plays that
same
that
sort
role.
of thing.
And that is.
But even then, it's like his style didn't work so extravagantly as it did from Coleman Domingo. You know? Coleman Domingo really plays it up, really hams it up, whereas like Stanley Tucci, he does.
Yes,
but not to the same extent. Like but it is that same sort of thing. He's the host of this TV show where people are killing each other. It's the same.
And we're trying to make light of it.
Yeah, exactly.
But I think there is a comparison there between the two that some people, I don't think it's anything to like diss against either of them, but they are similar in that respect of we're watching a TV show.
Dystopian future.
Yeah.
This death and destruction is just a casual part of life, and like I feel like there's an element of this sort of moral underpinning in the filmmaking where it's trying to say that like we watch all of this stuff for entertainment, and here we're watching a movie about a TV show where everyone's killing each other.
Yeah.
And that's entertaining for us, and that's sort of the narrative that they're going.
And
Luckily,
is
we're not
kind
quite
of
doing it.
that sort of typical dystopian kind of narrative of the us versus them, the rich versus the poor, but you can just tell Edgar Wright's having fun with it.
Yep.
And I think that's probably where this lies. If you were going to compare the two to like Hunger Games and this is a more fun, action-heavy version than
it's
Hunger
exactly right.
Games.
Like it does take the piss out of itself a lot.
Yes.
Whereas the Hunger Games is very serious, and like that's the narrative. It's like we are supporting, we're supporting Katniss and that whole thing throughout. Whereas this, you are supporting Ben Richards, but even he's taking the piss.
Yeah.
He's laughing at what's going on. Like I think at one point, he's like, well, if they want the villain, I'll be the villain. And then he's like sending in messages saying, oh, well, I woke up for breakfast and I had,
helpless
puppies for breakfast because, that's my favorite meal. I could have had more of them. And like, he's taking the piss out of how ridiculous everything is that like they're making him out to be the villain.
Yeah.
But yeah, ultimately, the film just worked for me. It was maybe, I want to say it was maybe a little long, but I also think, Like, it was 2 hours and 15 minutes. Maybe you could have dropped 5 minutes from it, but
I think
in
you and I
reality,
sort of said that, like, you get a certain way through the story, and the goal is to survive the 30 days
Yeah.
without being killed. And you get a certain way through, certain amount of days through the story. We won't spoil too much as to where you're going to expect the movie to end, but it wasn't quite as far as I thought it was. So I sort of kept thinking, oh my God, how much more have we got? But then it kind of wraps
The
up,
narrative
and you're
wraps,
like, oh, okay. But there was never a point in it where I was like, oh, come on, like, this is dragging.
No.
It was more just seeing
flowed
those
well.
like timestamps and going, oh, this is going to
and
go for a while.
that's probably a good point where it's like it doesn't necessarily feel like, dragging anything like that, but it is the fact that they're giving you specific time. They've told you this is the time, and then you're seeing chunks, and you just narratively in your head are going, well, we need to get to day 30. That's what this is. So it sort of does twist your, twist it in your head when we're a quarter of the way through the film and you're only on day 3.
Yeah.
That's only 10%.
Yeah.
But But ultimately, the film just worked very well for me. I really, really liked it. I would put this up there with one of my favorites of the year. Probably a top 5 for me for the year.
Yeah, it's up there for me. Easily top 10, I think. I think it's going to be in there for me. I'm not sure where, but
it's one of those, like, I do still need to sit on it, but it's one that I will watch again probably before the end of the year, even though
it's a relatively
November
easy watch
13.
too, I think. It's not one of those films where you're like, oh, this is a slog to get through, or there's so much I need to, like,
And
know.
sometimes action films are like, you have to really be in the mood for it, but again, the fact that it's so light, considering the context,
Yes.
it works.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it, so.
So I'm up there, like, this is a 9 out of 10 film for me.
Yeah.
You probably could have a little more Edgar Wright comedy. Not lacking it, but it could have more. It's in that mid-range. Don't hate it, though. That, it's one of those things, like, you would have to see it to know, and hamming it up more could ruin it.
Yes, entirely, yeah. It's not going to be Edgar Wright's most, like, memorable film.
Yeah.
Which isn't necessarily a knock, because he has such memorable films already.
But he has
keep
memorable
remaking
films
them.
because they're way more unique.
Yeah, and he doesn't need to continue to remake that. Like, he obviously wants to do different projects and stuff like that.
Reinvent the wheel every single time.
Yeah, and things like this and Last Night at Soho are great movies.
Yeah.
Like, they're not...
He doesn't miss.
No, he doesn't.
So, big one, Running Man, it delivered. I absolutely loved it.
Loved it. Go see it at the cinema.
Go see it. Yeah, absolutely. Big screen. This is a big screen film.
Yeah, it is kind of your popcorn flick. Like, it's probably a little bit smarter than the average popcorn flick, but it's grab a big bucket of popcorn, come sit in the cinema and enjoy the hell out of it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Man, I would love some popcorn. I would love some popcorn right now. We are going to watch a couple of trailers.
Let's do it.
We had 2 massive trailers come out today, and we want to check them out. Devil Wears Prada 2 trailer we just watched. I watched Devil Wears Prada 1 for the first time like last week.
Oh, wow, okay.
Never saw it, so yeah, I mean, naturally I'm excited, coming straight off the bat of seeing the first one. Not much going on in the trailer, honestly.
No, it's a teaser.
It's a teaser, We see Miranda Priestley walk through into the elevator, and then
Andy Sachs
steps in. Took you long enough. It's
the
just,
smile, the sort of almost
just
like a fourth wall break.
It's just a little tease. We're back. That's the sort of thing. But it was pretty cool.
It looks great. I'm keen. Is Emily Blunt returning as well?
Yes,
she is.
And Stanley Tucci.
Oh,
yep,
great.
Didn't you see Oscar winner, Oscar nominee, Oscar nominee?
All of them.
It's pretty stacked.
Yeah.
It's a stacked cast.
It is. There's a lot of those coming up.
A lot of movies with stacked casts coming up. So yeah, Devil Wears Prada 2 comes out next year, March or April.
Somewhere around there.
It's early.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, March or April, I'm pretty sure. So I'm sure we'll get a teaser soon.
I'm sure it's going to do well.
A proper trailer soon, and yeah, it's going to be popular.
Yeah, 100%.
Wicked.
For good. Hey.
All right, we just watched the Super Mario Galaxy movie trailer.
Woohoo!
Woohoo! I mean, it's fun.
Yeah.
I really liked Super Mario Brothers movie.
Yep.
Cast is great, and I like that they're like, Bowser's trying to work through
His anger issues.
his anger
Yeah.
issues, and trying to. I assume the idea is that he's trying to be like, no, I'm good. You can let me out, that sort of thing. Then we see Benny Safdie, Bowser Jr.
Oh, is that who's playing?
Yep,
Oh.
coming through.
He's known in our household as Baby Bowser.
Yes, as Baby Bowser, exactly.
Yeah.
Bowser Jr., who's come through to rescue his father. We also see Rosalina appear. I'm not super familiar with Rosalina from the games, aside from like Mario Kart.
That's
and I'm
about
like,
where I
yep,
know from, yeah.
I don't know what she does. I don't really know much about her character. But, aside from the fact that she's one of the female characters that drives.
Yeah.
But Rosalina is there. She is voiced by Brie Larson.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
No,
So
very cool. A stacked cast.
it is another stacked cast. I mean, if you look at it straight off the bat, you got Chris Pratt, Charlie Day, Anya Taylor-Joy, Keegan-Michael Key, Jack Black, and now Brie Larson,
Rogen,
Seth
Brie
Rogen, and and Benny Safdie. So
Yeah, no, I'm very excited. We're probably on like our, 98th watch through of Mario in our
you must
household.
also have young children.
I do. And they fell in love with it. They love the games as well. I
Yep.
noticed a couple of scenes from the trailer that are worlds or galaxies within Mario Odyssey.
Yep.
So I'm sure once they see that, they're going to be mind blown. They're going to be like, it's the Sand Planet, Sand Kingdom.
When do we get to go see it at the movies, Dad?
Yes.
And then you're going to be like, you have to wait until April. I'm so sorry. It's still
It's
6
like,
months
do
away.
I show them? Do I not
It's
show
still
them?
6 months away. Oh, I'm sure they'll see it.
Yes. But yeah, no, they were pumped when they first saw the teaser, which came out probably a couple months back now.
Yep.
And that was enough to get them excited. So they're going to be thrilled about this.
You're going to be over this scene by the time the movie comes out.
Probably, yeah.
That's
No,
right.
I'm very excited. Like Mario, the first one almost grew on me the
Yeah.
more we watched it.
Yep. I think it did for me too. It's one of those things like as a parent, you catch jokes in repeat
Yeah,
viewings
and I feel like
things
it got a lot of, not hate, but it got a lot of
It
sort
was
of,
very negative critic
Yeah.
reception, but then I could see that it was like critic reception. Like I remember one critic like tanking it and saying, "Since when could Mario turn into a cat?" And that was part of the review.
since you never
And then it was
actually
like-
knew anything about Mario, apparently.
Hold on a moment. You can't give it a negative review because you're ignorant.
Yeah, you've never, obviously never
But
played
yeah,
it.
like
Wow.
I love it. I thought it was super fun.
It has a lot
great
of those
soundtrack
like,
too.
yes, yeah,
Put
yeah,
Beastie
definitely.
Boys in.
Yeah.
Have a Super Mario rap. that
They
sounds
got
like the
Mario
Beastie
Kart
Boys.
in there, which it looks like they've got into
Yep.
this one as well, which is great.
Exactly.
There's just so much in it that I think it doesn't have to be some big, like, in reinventing the wheel story.
No.
I'm happy for it to be a basic story with all the characters I love and hit some of those fan service moments
Yep.
where we're like, hey, you'll get this joke if you know Mario from Game Boy or
One thing
whatever.
I've noticed about this trailer was that we are missing a character who was set up in the Super Mario Brothers movie.
Mm.
Yoshi.
Oh, yes.
You know, right at the end? Have you
Yes,
seen
yeah,
that?
yeah.
With the egg cracks?
The eggs, yeah.
So we haven't seen a Yoshi egg or anything in so far. We've
Yeah.
had a teaser and now this trailer and no Yoshi. We've revealed Bowser Jr., we've revealed Rosalina, but no Yoshi. So
I'm okay with them saving him for the
the
film.
movie, yeah.
I don't think I'd need to see him.
it'll
in a
be
trailer
like
before then.
later trailers.
It'll be one of those ones where they do it in the final trailer and everyone will be like, don't watch the final trailer because it just gives away
all of
all of the other
but
stuff.
it's like, well, watch the last movie. You know Yoshi's coming.
Yeah, oh, definitely. I don't. Yoshi doesn't say a whole lot, so there's probably not much of a. I
Yeah,
can't,
voice
have they
actor?
cast for it or anything?
No idea.
I mean, you really only need someone to go, wah. So,
Yoshi.
yeah.
I have been cast in the Mario movie.
You've heard it here first.
You've heard it, yeah. As
No,
Yoshi.
Very excited. I think it's going to be a good one. The kids will love it, which is, yeah. I think that's what
definitely.
a lot of those kids' movies, obviously the Disney ones always do well and whatnot, but sometimes I think people need to like lower their expectations to be, this is a movie
Yeah.
made for kids.
Yep.
Get the kids in to review it, because it'll
Yeah.
be a 5-star movie all
Yeah,
round.
exactly. There's a system there that works. I don't know.
We should start a kids review movies.
Yeah, Rotten Tomatoes, but for kids.
Yeah.
And then you can judge as a parent, will my kid enjoy this?
Yeah,
Not, will,
100%.
not-
Overwhelmingly positive
yeah,
reviews.
it's just, that's it. It's just tomatoes.
Yeah.
It's just tomatoes.
Tomato
reviews.
sauce.
Yes. Tomato sauce. Yeah, tomato sauce. That's the one. 5 bottles of tomato sauce.
Yes.
Straight off the bat.
Yeah.
And then the negative would be what do kids not like? Sweet chili sauce.
Yeah, something like that.
Sriracha.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, 1 bottle of sriracha for this one. No, it's too spicy.
Yeah,
too spicy.
spicy.
That's it. Well, Super Mario Galaxy is in April. Expecting another $1 billion from it. So, should be good.
Give us more Super Mario movies.
That's all from us today here at No Bad Seats. But remember, when you do come to the cinema, there are no bad seats. We'll see you next time.
See you then.